DYF Bets family, Merry Christmas to you guys, Happy Holidays. It's one of the best days of the year, not only because we have a full slate of games, because you get to spend time with friends and family. And make sure you guys are doing that today. Make sure that you guys are loving the people that you care about, saying you're grateful for them, spending time with friends and family. Don't get into these games too much. But listen, if you are going to bet, then we might as well make some money, right? I got a few best bets for you in each of the Christmas Day games today. Let's dive into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living, back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Like I mentioned, it is Christmas Day. We've got a full slate of NBA and NFL action, and I've got a best bet for you in each and every single one of the games. That's right. 7 best bets are on the way for you inside this video. So if you can, just drop a like on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel for all our latest picks and plays. If you haven't been tuned into the channel, then you guys know that we put out picks and plays just about every single day. The last full video that we dropped on Friday, we went 2-1 on the day. We cashed in on the UCLA Maryland under. What a sweat. I can't believe that game went under, but we got it done. We also cashed in our player prop parlay where we needed Scotty Barnes and Kyle Kuzma to grab 7 rebounds. They did that. We lost on Sabonis rebounds. Hate to see that. So we went 2-1 on Friday, and then I dropped a quick short reel yesterday where we went 1-1. We cashed in on Algier rush attempts, but we did lose on our teasers. The Texans don't get it done. They teased us there at the end by, giving us a little bit of hope. We need them to lose by no more than 10. Well, they got crushed, but hate to see it. Year-to-date record right here, still crushing in the month of December. And listen, after today's video, I bet that we'll be over 500. We're so close. One game under 500 right now. We've got a few more days to get over that hump. Let's get it done today, and let's dive into these 7 best bets. Full slate of games. I'm going to go through all these picks and plays really quickly, and I'm going in order in terms of time slots. So we're just going straight down in terms of when the games are being played. We're going to bounce back between NBA and NFL, but we're going in terms of order of games. So first game up, we've got the Bucks versus Knicks, and I'm going with the Bucks first half, -1.5, -125 odds there. I really like the Bucks in this matchup. They're 11th in the NBA in first half margin, winning by an average of 2 points per game, but that number has jumped over the last several games to over 8. So they've really been getting that offense going and getting in a good rhythm there. They have got a favorable matchup against the Knicks, who they faced 3 times this year, including playing them on Saturday. I don't know why the NBA scheduled them to play on Saturday at the Garden just to do it again today on Monday, but hey, it happens. 3 times so far this year, they've won the first half. On Saturday, they won the first half 62-54, so we would have cashed in there. The game before that, they played the Knicks. They won the first half 75-72. They would have cashed in there. And then the game before that, they won the first half 56-46. So in all 3 games that they played the Knicks this year, they've been winning at the halftime. I don't expect anything differently today. They have the better team. They have the better offense. The Knicks are going to score some points here, but I just don't know if they have the defenders to slow down the Bucks, especially with Mitchell Robinson being out with that injury. Kind of takes away that rim protection there. And here's another nugget for you guys. If you want to look at the full game, the Knicks are 4-7 straight up and 3-8 against the spread against teams that are over 500 this year, including 0-3 at the Garden. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If the Knicks win this game, I think it happens late. I don't think it happens early. So let's go with the Bucks at -1.5 in the first half as our first best bet. For our second best bet of the day, we're going to go down to that Chiefs and Raiders matchup. I'm going to go with the player prop here, and I'm going to go with Aiden O'Connell over 32.5 pass attempts, -125. I just think he's going to get a lot of passing attempts in this game. We got a big spread in this matchup. I think it's about 10.5 in favor of the Chiefs. So if the Raiders are going to be active and involved in this game, they're going to have to pass the ball. O'Connell, he's been throwing the ball more and more lately for this Raiders offense. He had 33 attempts in last game, and then we also just don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. He's questionable to play. He had a light practice at the end of this week, but he didn't go through walkthroughs on Saturday, and he had a very light practice on Friday. So I'm not 100% sure if he's going to play because he's got a sickness, like an illness, and he's also got that quad injury right there. And his rushing totals around in the 50s, which is kind of low for Josh Jacobs. If he does play, you want to take his rushing yards because I do like that fact that's like 50-55. I think he's going to grab the volume. But in his last 4 games, Odell O'Connell has thrown the ball 34 times, 32 times, 33 times, and 41 times. So he's gone over this total in 3 of the last 4 games and hooked on it once. I don't expect him to hook today. I expect him to go over just because of the spread, a divisional matchup, familiar opponent, and a game that, I think they're going to play hard in. So give me Aiden O'Connell over 32.5 pass attempts as our second best bet. For our third best bet of the day, we're going to head over to that Nuggets and Warriors matchup as we've got that game starting around like 2:30, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And I really like the Nuggets in this matchup, but we're going to go with a player prop in this one as well. Jamal Murray over 21.5 points, -125. Now, if you got it at 22.5, you can play that as well. I just think Murray's coming back from the injury. He's getting getting back into a rhythm for this Nuggets team. We've got a pretty high total here in like the 230, 240s. So I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Golden State gives up a ton of points to point guards. 6th most points per game allowed to point guards out of any team this year. And if you look at some of the other guards recently that played against the Warriors, they've gone over this total. Jordan Poole had 25 on Friday. Cam Thomas scored 41. Anthony Simons had 25 points. Devin Booker had 32 points. James Harden, 28 points. Like a star like Jamal Murray, who always shows up in big games and likes the bright lights, likes the primetime matchup, I think there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to score 22 points in this matchup. And he's starting to get more and more, like I said, into scoring form. He scored 20 points in 4 straight games. He scored 20 plus points in 4 straight games and has played over 30 minutes in 3 straight games. So you love to see that. And in his last 2 games against the Warriors, he scored 26 and 33 points. So let's go Jamal Murray to score 22 points or 23 points is our 3rd best bet. For our 4th best bet of the day, we're going to go to that Eagles matchup. Shout out to my boys, Fly Eagles Fly, as they take on the Giants at home. That game starts around 4:30 Eastern time. And we're going with a player prop parlay in this one. We're going to go with DeAndre Swift to get 13 plus carries and Kenny Gainwell to get 12 plus rush attempts. You parlay those together, you get to plus 112 odds. Pretty simple analysis here. The Giants, 4th worst run defense in the league. We've got a 14-point spread in favor of the Eagles, so they expect this one to not be a blowout, but, you know, a 2-possession game there. And I think the Eagles have to run the ball. Not only is this a game where you don't want to give too much volume to Jalen Hurts. I mean, there's no reason for him to get hurt in this game to do too much. I mean, yeah, we need to get this offense back in a rhythm, and the best way to get the offense into the rhythm and to get a good win is to run the ball. DeAndre Swift, 18 carries last week. Kenny Gainwell, back-to-back weeks of 20 rushing yards. So I think that we're going to see a heavy dosage of the run today for the Philadelphia Eagles team. There's no reason why DeAndre Swift should not get these carries and Kenny Gainwell get these rush yards. All right, let's keep going, man. 4 bets down. We've got a few more left to go. We're going to head over to this Lakers matchup that tips off at 5 p.m. as they take on the Celtics. And we're going to go with another player prop, but we're going to go with an under in this one. Anthony Davis under 13.5 rebounds, minus 120 odds. And just really, Boston does not give up a ton of rebounds to centers. Actually, 2nd fewest rebounds to centers that they've given up this year. Anthony Davis has gone under this line in 60% of the games this year. And like I mentioned, the Celtics don't give up a ton of rebounds to centers. You know why? Because they normally pull the center away from the rim. Al Horford, stretch big. Porzingis, stretch big. So if you're hovering around the 3-point line guarding these centers, then guess what? You're not by the rim to grab the rebounds. And then Anthony Davis, when he plays bad teams, he shows out. He goes crazy. Those are the games where he gets like 25, 15 rebounds. Against good playoff teams, he normally regresses. He normally doesn't play as good. I just don't know what it is until like he has to. So today I'm expecting a playoff team like the Celtics for him to regress. Only one player this year has grabbed 14 plus rebounds on Boston. I don't expect him to do it. And in 2 games against Boston last year, he only had 12 rebounds and 10 rebounds. So this number is just a little bit too high for me. So let's go with Anthony Davis under 13.5 rebounds as our best bet in that Lakers-Celtics matchup. All right, let's keep moving on. We've got the Sixers and Heat here, and I'm going to go with a total here. And we're going to go with the first half under 115.5 points in this matchup, minus 110 odds. There's no Joel Embiid going for the Sixers today. They take on the Miami Heat at home. In 3 games this year where the Sixers have been without Joel Embiid, they scored 62 points, 48 points, 49 points in the first half. So you can see there, you know, they're not as good of an offense without Joel Embiid, and that does not also help when you play a Miami team that plays very, very slow. They're 4th in the NBA in first half scoring defense. They're only giving up about 55 points per game in the first half, and then Miami themselves only average about 59 points per game in the first half. So if you're going to put together the fact Sixers are going to be without Embiid, probably not going to have as much scoring options, and how strong that Miami defense is, and then I think the Sixers are going to have to play a little bit harder on defense because of that slower paced game. I just think this one actually goes under the entire total for this game, but we're just going to isolate it to the first half under 115.5 as our best bet in the Sixers and Heat matchup. Our last final football game of the day, we got the Ravens, and you guys know what I got to do in this one. I got to go with the tease spot here. We're going to tease up the Ravens. They're 6-point underdogs. I'm going to tease them up to 12 points. No way they lose this game by 12 points. I'm going to take the over 40.5. So I'm going to take it down from 46 down to 40.5. So we're going to 6-point teaser here, so minus 120 odds. And here's a little nugget for you that I saw earlier today when I was doing some research. If it's not the playoffs and Lamar Jackson's getting points, you got to bet with them. The Ravens are 19-5 against the spread as an underdog since 2018. That's the 2nd most profitable team against the spread in the NFL as underdogs. The only team that's been more profitable has been the Steelers over the last several years. Jackson is 8-5 straight up and 11-2 against the spread as an underdog. I just like that alone to take the Ravens +6. I don't think they lose this game by more than 6 points. We've got 2 teams right now who are number 1 in their respective conferences, so this game means just as much to the Ravens as it does the 49ers. I get that the 49ers are at home, but the Ravens are a really good team. I don't see them losing this game by more than 2 possessions. And then the reason why I like the over in this game, both of these teams have gone over in 3 of their last 5 games, and both of these teams are also top 5 in the NFL in points per game. At 49ers are averaging about 30 points per game. The Ravens are averaging about 27 points per game. That puts us at just about 57 points per game, just in points alone, not factoring the defenses. I think this one flies over the total, but we're just going to go through a little tease piece here. Ravens plus 12 over 40.5 as our final best bet in the NFL game. All right, last best bet of the day. We're going over to the final matchup between the Suns and the Mavericks, and we got to go with the over. 237 here. Just go with the overall game over. And just because there's just so much, it's hard to handicap this game. I can't give you a player prop, because there's so many injuries on the Mavericks side. I don't know. The Suns are absolutely terrible. I'm not going to lay the 4.5, 5 points that they've got the Suns for. So we'll just go with the overall over here. With all the injuries that the Mavericks have, no Kyrie Irving, no Derek Lively, that's affected them on the defensive end. I think this is a spot where the Suns should be able to get whatever bucket when they want to, how they want to. We know that they like to score points. We know they like to run in transition. And then this is a prime matchup for Luka to have like a 45-point triple-double. So I think this is just one of those matchups where Luka and the Mavs are going to score points against a weak Suns defense. And I think the Suns are going to score points against a Mavericks team that's just decimated with injuries. Suns are 11-4 to the over at home this year. The Mavericks are 10-5 to the over on the road. So all the trends are telling us to go with the over here. So that's what we're going to go with, over 237 as our final best bet of the day. Well, that's it for me, my friends. A little blitz sell jobs on each of these plays. 7 best bets I've given you on this Christmas day. 1 in each of the game. Again, as always, enjoy time with your family and loved ones. Don't be too invested into the games, but make sure that you're spending time with your family and having a great time. All right, my friends? So let's run them through the board real quick. Bucks first half spread, -1.5. Aiden O'Connell over 32.5 pass attempts. Jamal Murray over 21.5 points. DeAndre Swift 13+ carries, and parlaying that with Kenny Gainwell to get 12+ rush yards. Anthony Davis under 13.5 rebounds. The first half under in the Sixers and Heat matchup, under 115.5. Going with a tease piece, 6 points in the late night matchup between the Ravens and the 49ers. Take the Ravens up to +12, and we're going to go over 40.5. And then in the Mavericks Suns, we're just going to over 237. I've given you bets every type of way: player props, overs, unders, first half spreads, totals. So listen, hopefully you guys are able to make some money off of today's games. And as always, dictate your fate, get to that money. We should be celebrating a great, beautiful night worth of victories. If you want some of my other best bets that I'm putting out throughout the day, player props in different angles that I'm dropping, make sure you click the link in the bio, join our free Discord group where you can get some more picks and plays. All right, my friends, let's get to that paper. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, gang.